Today we will be starting with the propagation of electromagnetic waves. So the first topic in this is the propagation of electromagnetic waves in free space. So we start with the propagation of electromagnetic waves in free space, and it is plane electromagnetic waves in free space. So an electromagnetic wave whose field functions are the field vectors are the functions of only these are the amplitudes are the functions of one is space and time coordinates. The field vectors are the functions of one is space and time coordinates. Such a wave is said to be a uniform plane wave. So let us consider such waves which are propagating is z direction, and for such a wave which is propagating in z direction will be equal to 0. But del by del z will not be equal to 0. We write these field vectors as E is equal to E, a function of z and t, h is equal to h, a function of z and t. From the Maxwell's equation, we know that del dot E is equal to 0. This means why? Because Ez is constant in space. Similarly, we have another relation del dot H is equal to 0, from where we get using random space. We have another Maxwell's relation as del cross E is equal to minus del B upon del T. The Z component of this equation is where we have also used the relation V is equal to mu 0 H. Seeing this, expanding this one, what will be the Z component? So it will be unit vector K del Ey by del x minus del Ex by del y equal to minus 0 del xz by del. So this del x by del x and del y is 0. So this left hand side, this is also 0 and this is also 0. So this becomes 0, simplifying that, specifying that Hz is constant in time. Thus we arrive. Similarly, we can show from another equation that Ez is also constant in time. Thus we arrive at the conclusion that Ez and Hz are constant with respect to time and space, and thus they represent static components and consequently no part of wave motion. We can also write 0. Therefore, the total fields can be the z component 0, so it will be x and y, and simply and similarly, h is also equal to h y. Since the electric vector E and the magnetic vector H do not have any z component, the z direction is the direction of propagation, and both these vectors are perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So we can see this is our space, this is z direction, this is y direction, and this is x direction. So the wave will, one vector will propagate in the y direction, and the second will propagate in the z direction, and equal to like this. So this is h, then this is e, and the direction of propagation we will have e cross h. Now let us show that the x-axis is parallel to the electric field intensity E, so that we can write a function of z and t, and the y-axis is perpendicular parallel to the magnetic field. Magnetic field is parallel to the y-axis. So we can write, now we can expand this because the two fields are both are exponentially varying fields. So we can write Ex is equal to Ex0, real part of e to the power I omega t minus z by c, or hy is equal to hy is the real part of e to the power I omega t minus z by c. The exponential part, you will, in some books, it can also be written as I into kz minus omega t. So it's one and the same thing. You can write either of them. Now we know the Maxwell's field equation, that is del cross E is equal to minus del B by del T, the field equation. Taking the y component of this equation, and using the relation B is equal to mu 0 h, here we will be having two terms. One will be having del by del y, or del by del x, which will be equal to 0. The another term, del by having del by del z, will only remain here. This is equal del by del x is equal to 0. Now we substitute the value of Ex and Hy, these two values. Differentiating this, we can substitute this backwards. This is Ex, right? So we are left with Ex by Hy is equal to mu 0 c. And in terms of epsilon 0, because c is equal to 1 by under root mu 0 epsilon 0. So using that relation, this term reduces. And since this is a constant quantity, mu 0 by epsilon 0, this is its value is 377. So we have seen that the vector E upon H is constant is equal to mu 0 by epsilon 0 to the power half, and this is called characteristic impedance or the intrinsic impedance. Now we take E dot H, which will be E I plus JHY is equal to EX HX plus EY HY, and since this will be equal to 0. So due to our choice of x and y axis, hx is equal to 0 and ey is equal to 0. So this, it implies that the vectors E and H are therefore perpendicular. And the orientation is such that the vector product E cross H points in the direction of propagation, which is z-axis in the present case. So what we see that vectors E and H are always perpendicular to each other. That is, they maintain the space quadrature, so that if E points in a direction parallel to the z-axis, H will then point in the direction parallel to the y-axis. Such waves are called plane waves or plane polarized waves. And the plane containing the H vector and the uh, direction of propagation is called the plane of polarization, plane of vibration. So the plane containing H and Z or YZ plane. YZ plane will be called plane of polarization, and the XZ plane will be called plane of vibration. We often call that a wave is polarized in the direction of the vector electric field vector. So if we call that the wave is polarized in the direction of the electric field vector and consider the plane wave traveling in the z direction with E and H vectors in the xy plane, then each of the vectors can be split into x and y direction. We can have the x and y component of E also and x and y component of H also. Like we have this, this is the x direction. We have, so we can have two components of this EY and Ex. This is the x, and this is the resultant field that is in this plane, and this is that direction or the direction of propagation. If these two, Ex and Ey, are not in phase at a given point, then the maxima of Ex and Ey would occur at different times, and the resultant vector E will describe an ellipse, and the wave will be elliptically polarized in the particular case. And when Ex and Ey have equal magnitudes and a 90-degree phase difference, then the resultant wave will describe a circularly polarized wave. So this was the propagation of an electromagnetic wave in free space where there is no charge or the charge density is zero. So we discussed the polarization of the wave, how the wave vector behaves. I think this must be clear to you by now, how the wave vector behaves in space and how the wave vectors of the field are in relation to the direction of propagation. So this was the aim of today. So what are the conclusions that we get from this? That in free space, the electromagnetic waves in free space travel with velocity of light vectors E and H are perpendicular to each other, and they are also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of EM waves. This simplifies that they are transverse in nature. The vectors E and H are in same phase and the direction of the energy flow is the direction of propagation, and the electrostatic energy density is equal to the magnetic energy So these are the conclusions that we derived from the today's discussion, and I end the today's discussion here. Next, we will be studying the propagation of electromagnetic waves in a conducting medium. So, in the next lecture, we will study the propagation of electromagnetic waves in a conducting medium. And that's all for now. And you can leave your comments and questions in the comment box. And I request you all to subscribe to the channel and be present for the next. Thank you.